What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined today by the man, Brandon Kramer. How we doing, Brandon?
Doing great. How about you?
Can't complain. You know the usual. Before we do get started today talking about Deivi Garcia, everyone be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you do know when we go live every night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Daily uploads every day, 12 p.m. Eastern Time as well. But we kind of have news to talk about today, and that is that the Yankees optioned Deivi Garcia to AAA to start the 2021 regular season. I have to admit, this probably isn't much of a surprise to many, especially going into spring. We knew that fifth man rotation spot was going to be between, for the most part, Deivi Garcia and Domingo German. Clearly, based on spring performance, Domingo shined. He beat out Deivi for that final spot. So I think we all kind of expected Deivi to be sent down to start the season. There was a slim possibility that they would start the year with a six-man rotation. I guess that's not happening. But I think we're definitely going to see Deivi at some point very much this season. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I would have to think so. I mean, I don't know if they're going to keep him down until the AAA season starts, which is in early May. But yeah, I mean, Domingo German was untouchable this spring. I mean, he showed the type of pitcher he is, where he gets a lot of swings and misses, and he misses barrels. So if they can get that every fifth day and just have him give him 5 quality innings, that's what they're looking for. And with Deivi, he struggled a bit. So he's young. People expecting him to shoe in the rotation. No, he still needs to earn his spot. And if you look at that, Deivi Garcia did not perform as well as Domingo German. It was honestly by a landslide.
No, I know. But also it's like, I think this isn't really knocking Deivi Garcia at all. I think it's more of just hyping up Domingo German in the sense of that he just had a fantastic spring. I believe he pitched 9 innings this spring and he didn't give up a single run. So obviously like Domingo German shined. But I think it kind of just goes to show the faith that the Yankees still have in Domingo. He hasn't pitched since 2019. We know all the troubles he went through in the past couple of years while he was gone. And even to start the spring, that there was a little bit of trouble within the clubhouse as far as Domingo German goes. I'm hoping that the Yankees see something that we don't, and they realize that there's not going to be any sort of issue in the clubhouse to start the regular season, because you don't want that. I think that the Yankees also want to make sure that there's no distractions whatsoever, just because we all know that once Domingo makes his first regular season start, the press is going to be heavy on not only Domingo German, but also others in the Yankees clubhouse. I have a feeling that they're going to get a bunch of questions very similar to what they got to start spring training. But I guess the Yankees mentality is this team could battle through those obstacles early on in the year. And as long as Domingo pitches up to the performance level that they think he will, all those distractions will just go away naturally.
Exactly. I mean, people forget. Yeah, Domingo struggled at the end of 2019, but before he had his hip injury, he was looking like Luis Severino in 2018.
Sure.
People forget that. He was really good. 2-seam fastball, amazing curveball, and a really good changeup. He gets that movement on his pitches, because I don't know if you've seen it, but have you seen him hold a baseball?
No.
He has a really big hand. And yeah, so that what it enables him to do is his fingers will leave the ball. He can have, since his fingers are long, they stay on the ball a lot longer. So that's why he gets that much movement. I think if you looked at the swing and miss percentages in 2019, he was like, Chris Sale was 1, he was number 2. It was like in the 15% range, which is very high. And that's what you need in a starting pitcher. Just get swings and misses, get back to the dugout as quick as possible. And he has done a good job of keeping the ball in the park in his career. This spring, He was really good. And he faced some good teams. I believe he faced the Phillies and some other teams. So those are some really powerful teams.
Sure. I mean, my only thing based on like this battle is Deivi Garcia. I think that I don't want to say that he definitely needed to get some more work done down in AAA, but I think this spring was just kind of like a prime example that he might not just be ready yet for a full-time MLB stint. But with that being said, I think it's very possible that we could still see Deivi make at least 20 starts this season for this team. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. It all just depends, because I feel like for him to make 20 starts, someone's going to have to get hurt.
I mean, but also it's like we're not banking on anyone being hurt, but it's also impossible to bank on the entire rotation being healthy all season, right?
I mean,
you're bound to have some sort of injury at one point.
You're bound to have someone need like a start skipped. Like, they're going to regulate some innings. I would not be surprised if at the dog days of summer that they'd be like, hey, let's give someone a spot start here. You could see him as a multi-inning reliever in the bullpen. They've done that. Well, they've done that before. They do that with like a guy and like just to get him in the majors, and then
I know, but like I think that they only do that with guys that they don't really have too much confidence in them being a starting pitcher at the major league level. I think that they're not giving up on Devi as a starting pitcher at the major league level, which is why I don't think they transitioned him to the bullpen. Same way they wouldn't really do it with Schmidt. I know they did it last year, and it clearly was stupid, but I just can't see them going that route for Devi. I think that we're definitely going to see Devi make it a start for the Yankees sometime in April. Is that a hot take?
No, a late April, early May is a time I definitely can see, because I believe we play a decent amount of games early in the season to start. And I would not be surprised. Honestly, he's probably going to be at the alternate. I mean, the option to AAA, but that doesn't start until May. He's probably going to be at the alternate site, just getting work in. And honestly, him being in AAA during the season is not a bad thing. He's getting constant starts. And if you do remember, he struggled in AAA. When he first came up, and AAA, our coaching staff is notorious for fixing pitchers. Chad Green.
Yeah.
So just like a little bit of a tweak here and there, because remember, in summer camp in 2020, he was awful against the Phillies. Mm-hmm. Then he comes up and he fixes something. So maybe if there's like just a fine tune here or there, he's still young. He kind of 2020 kind of jumped the gun for a bunch of prospects. Schmidt wasn't even close to being ready, but everyone said he was, but it's logical to think that these guys need time.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I kind of find like so crucial about looking at the Yankees right now and Deivi Garcia being optioned to AAA is this just goes to show how deep the Yankees starting rotation is for the first time in a very long time. If we're looking,
could you say that again just to make sure I heard you correctly?
Yeah, the Yankees pitching rotation staff is deeper than I can ever remember it being. If we were looking back a couple years ago and we had an arm like Deivi Garcia, he would probably enter the season as our number 2.
Think of honestly, I can just think back of mid 2019 when you had Tanaka, or at that point Paxton was down, Severino was down. We had Nestor Cortez opening games every 5th day.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, this goes to show like Deivi Garcia, who probably would have been our number 2 or 3 a couple of years ago, now has to start the season in AAA just because of how deep our rotation is and how much talent we have. I mean, even a guy like Yoli Chacin, who is like a viable arm at the major league level, he's like the Yankees' 7th guy in the rotation right now. Like, it's ridiculous to see that they have finally all these options to go to in the rotation. And I know a lot of people are going to take this news about Deivi Garcia in a negative way. Obviously, I understand why people would be upset that he's not starting the season at the major league level, because we all love Deivi, but this doesn't mean that he's not going to play a key role on the team this season. We're still going to see a bunch of Deivi Garcia as long as he shows some sort of good performance in AAA. The Yankees are definitely going to call him up. I would say that he's the next man up as far as the rotation goes.
Hopefully we don't have to bring up that saying again, though, like that motto. Hopefully we're just saying, hey, he's the next pitcher up.
Yeah, but honestly, he's definitely the next man up.
Think about this. Severino might be back before we all know it. They'll start him out slow. But think of that. When Severino comes back and he's back in the actual rotation, Domingo German will have to be in the bullpen.
No, I know. It's ridiculous.
And even, let's say, weird look into the future. Let's say they don't re-sign Kluber at the end of next year. You still have a very deep rotation with 2 great starting pitching prospects finally on the up and coming.
You love to see it. I think the bottom line here is, like I said, even though Deivi Garcia was an option to AAA, you're still going to see a bunch of him this season. Don't get too down about it. But that is going to wrap things up for today. Appreciate you all for stopping by. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We go live every night, 9 p.m. Eastern time for Unhinged Live. Daily uploads on the YouTube channel every day at 12 p.m. Eastern time as well. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Getting close to opening day. Peace.